Yes! I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 23rd episode of Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, me, the Uplifter. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so grateful for you joining me. I empower former and transitioning professionals, navigating them through very complex balances of life, just their commitments and growth, guiding them to conquer overwhelm with unwavering integrity, because I am big when it comes to integrity with my integrity, authenticity, and perseverance, all anchored in faith. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. Of course, it's t-shirt time. So let me get to this t-shirt for the Friday here. All right. All right. Look, let me see. It's always a struggle trying to show this t-shirt, by the way. But let me push this chair back. Look, this is a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Okay, so it says faith over fear. And ain't it cute? Look at her with a little hat and stuff. Anyways, faith over fear, okay? I chose this particular t-shirt because I didn't always have faith. And with the 3 businesses that I'm conducting and things like that, and just having my 20 years of HR expertise in the corporate world, I just didn't have it. But after going through all that I kind of went through, just this faith, having faith over fear, just helped me to just, proceed with my life and the things that I know I was worthy of, more worthy of, So that's what this shirt kind of means to me. And it also, it's a great transition, this shirt, Faith Over Fear, because today's episode is called Amazingly Authentic, Embracing Your True Self Against All Odds. So it goes perfect. It's perfectly aligned with having faith over fear, especially because I didn't always have it. Even though I have a lot of it now. And again, I always tell you, if you don't have any faith, feel free to borrow some of mine, because I have plenty of it to share. Plenty of it. All right. So today we're diving into a deep dive into the journey of self-discovery, authenticity, and just the courage that it takes to be true to yourself in a world that often just pressures us, to just conform to others' expectations. Like, who wants that? Being yourself is key, all right? And again, I was always myself, but just I felt like, oh my God, I have to kind of do things this way or their way. Negative. No, just be yourself. That's so much better, okay? So there are 5 main gifts that I want to share with you all today. And we're going to get started with the first one. And there's some key talking points as well. All right. So I won't be giving an actual challenge today, but instead I'll just be giving you some gifts along the way and the challenges as well. So you can take those down, if you see fit. All right. So let's get started. Gift number 1, the importance of authenticity. And there are 3 giftful key points to this one point. All right. So understanding authenticity. Authenticity is about being just genuine and true to who you are. All right. So it means aligning your actions and your actual beliefs and your values, rather than trying to conform to external expectations and other people's ways. It's just living a life that feels honest and real to you. All right. So an example of this is Like, think of someone who is just unapologetically themselves, like me. Well, or like actor Keanu Reeves. If you guys, I like him as an actor, by the way. Keanu Reeves. He's known for his kindness and down to earth nature. All right. So being that he's known for that, he doesn't conform to Hollywood's just like their expectations or their flashy standards, but he simply just remains grounded and true to himself. If anybody knows anything about him, right? So the next one for this is psychological benefits. And this deals with the fact that authenticity can lead to greater life just satisfaction because you're living in a way that's like true to your inner self. All right. So it can also improve mental health, which is a plus, by just reducing stress and anxiety that often comes from just, pretending to be someone you're not. Who needs that? Just be yourself, right? So here's a little scientific insight to all of this. Research from the Journal of Counseling Psychology, they suggest that authenticity is linked to a higher just level of happiness and lower levels of depression and stress. All those things, of course, we do not need, right? So here's some real life examples. Viola Davis, I like her too. On How to Get Away with Murder. I used to love that TV show. So Viola Davis is a powerful example of authenticity. Despite facing significant challenges in her actual career and personal life as an actress, she has remained true to herself and her roots. All right. So she often speaks openly about her struggles and her experiences that what she went through, just using her actual platform to advocate to diversity and authenticity in Hollywood. So that's huge, right? And she has a voice and a platform. So that's major that she's that way. That's so good. So her genuine nature and resilience have made her a respected and very influential figure in the entertainment industry overall. So see what it could do just to be yourself, Gift number 2, barriers of authenticity. All right. So the first one for this is fear of judgment. I know we have all felt that. I know I have. If you felt fear of judgment, put fear in the chat if you feel me. So we often worry about just what others might think, if we actually just reveal our true selves, right? I know you've been there because I sure have. And there are times that I feel like that now, but I just try to get past it. This fear can prevent us from just being authentic, and it can lead us to self-defeat, which we do not need. Another one is overcoming the actual fear. All right. So remember, I didn't always have faith. And instead, I was just letting people lead me through the fear process. But I got through that. But I had to just build self-confidence, by focusing on like your strengths. That's what I had to do as well. Focus on your strengths and your achievements. I had to go back and say, okay, Jenée, you are 20 years plus human resources on the executive staff level. Like, I was rolling with the big ones, okay, you guys, and with the best of them. True, I was the minority. I was the only female. I was the only African American. And there was probably about 15 white Caucasians or white males. But that didn't stop me, okay? So also, surround yourself with supportive people. As I always say, I know you've heard that in a couple of my podcasts. Surround yourself with just supportive people who encourage your authenticity. They allow you to be yourself, You know, who wants to be in a community or any type of group, or even have close friends who don't allow you to be yourself? Again, negative. I am not tolerating that, and you should not either. I'm telling you, positivity is key. All right. So the second barrier is social pressure. I know we've all experienced that. If you experienced that, put it in the chat. Social. Whew. Man, I have been there way too many times with social pressure. You know, society has many, many unwritten rules about like what is acceptable or normal, whatever that means these days. You know, these pressures can make us very just insecure about ourselves, right? And it tries to make us like conform and hide our true selves. But we don't want to do that. Don't do that. Don't hide who you are. If they don't like it, as my mom would say, even if it's something that you would put on, she'd be like, girl. And then my mom is 75 years young come July 19th coming up. She would be like, girl, that's how we talk, because she's my best friend. She'd say, you know what? She might have something on or whatever. I might put something on and I'll say, man, I hope this looks okay. She'll be like, girl, if they don't like it, they don't have to look. So that part. All right, so let's move along. We need to look at self-reflection as well. Man, engage in self-reflection to understand your true self better. All right, that's a great thing to do. Practice like journaling, meditation. Both of those things can help you connect with your inner thoughts and your inner feelings of who you really are. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are. We have some younger, you know, I know my kids are younger than me, obviously, in their 20s and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter what age you are. Just be true to yourself. Have that authenticity, you know. Gift number 3. Steps to embrace yourself, your true self. Steps to embrace your true self. There are 3 giftful key points to this as well. All right. And these are actually, I believe, the last ones. So take notes. All right. Self-reflection is the first step to this. All right. Take the time to understand who you are. Reflect on your values, your passions, and what brings you joy. Not your parents, not your kids, husbands, wives, siblings, you. What makes you happy? All right. And then this understanding forms the foundation of authenticity. It starts with you first. Well, for me, it starts with God, then me, of course, and then everyone else. But yeah, it starts with you. All right. Here's a practical tip for this. Set aside some quiet time to eat, and each day to ask yourself just like reflective questions such as, what do I value most in life? Me. Okay. And what activities make me lose track of time? What activities make you lose track of time? Whatever those are, get rid of them. All right. I know it's easier said than done. I'm telling myself that as well as I'm telling you all that. So get rid of them, you know? And then just depending on your answers, just simply take action to those answers. Okay. Again, depending on what those are. And obviously you can always share with me. You know, I like a good share to just kind of be with you guys and we can discuss it. Again, you don't have to do this alone, right? All right. The next one is setting boundaries. Put boundaries in the chat if you all know you need to set some boundaries for everybody in your life, okay? Everybody, everything, boundaries. Put it in the chat. With boundaries, protect your authentic self by setting the boundaries, okay? Start there. This means just saying no to things. It's okay to say no to things. Don't align, the things that don't align with you, it's okay to say no to those, all right? If they don't align with your values, your morals, say no. Don't do it. And yes, it's going to be okay if you say no. Let me tell you something. I think I mentioned this once before. And again, I'm not, look, to each their own. I don't judge at all. I am the last person to judge, all right? But I have a cake business as well as me being an uplifter and helping other entrepreneurs with their businesses. I also have a cake business. And I had some friends who were like, Jenée, you should put some get me there. That's what I'm going to call it. But yes, it's weed. Anyways, they were like, you should put that in your cakes. Just put the butter in it. It's okay. Negative. That's against my morals. And I'm not down on nobody by no means. I totally am for it when people need it, in my opinion. That's just me. I don't judge. Do you? But it's not going in my cakes. My cakes are delicious without it. I'm sure it would be delicious with it. So that's how I'm rolling. Without it. So that's what I mean by that, okay? Boundary setting. Practice asserting yourself in small ways, all right? Like just declining a social event. Sometimes you might have to be like, nope, can't do it. That just doesn't interest just your voice or who you are. It's all right to be like, well, not going to be there. My apologies. Sorry, but not sorry. Right? And then also just if you're in a certain discussion with like certain people and things like that, just politely remove yourself from that conversation. You don't have to engage in negativity. You just don't have to do it. But you can still continue to be yourself and politely just remove yourself from it. That's what I do. If it ain't positive, I don't want no parts of it. Because honestly, we have enough. There's enough negativity out here in the world that we don't need any help. I know I don't. So I'm all about just having positive things going. And I know that unfortunately there are some downtimes. I have some downtimes. I'm human, but it's just not necessary to be around negative things or people. And I'm still going to be authentic because that's just who I am, especially if you know who I am. So it is what it is. All right. So the last step is mindfulness practices and being mindfulness. All right. This can just help you to stay connected to your true self by being mindfulness. It encourages just presence and awareness, just reducing in that influence of just that internal pressures that we have, that come on us and things like that. So here are some mindful activities that will be so helpful. And that is one, actually, well, there's only a couple here, but engage in activities like meditation, like I had mentioned, yoga. Was doing that. You guys started doing like weights and stuff. Oh my goodness. I was so sore yesterday, but this too shall pass. And then just mindful thinking. Take some walks, and just be to yourself so that you can just, again, come into yourself even more and continue to just be true to yourself, So these practices can help you to tune into your inner voice, because we're always often, I don't know about you all, but if you can relate, put relate. I often have so much going on and so many different people in my ear. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be mentors, coaches, that I just have to come to myself sometimes and self-reflect to me, to Jenée. What does Jenée want? Not what everybody's putting out there and tell me that I should want, but what do I want? So I challenge you to do the same. Ask yourself, what do I want? You're valuable. Say that to yourself. I'm valuable. Together. I'm valuable. So what do we want? Self-reflect with yourself. Take that time. All right? Actually, there's a gift for, and this is the last gift. Living authentically in different areas of your life. This is a big one. That's why I put it at the end. There's 3 giftful points to this, all right? The first one is personal life, all right? Man. So authenticity is in personal relationships means being open and honest with your loved ones, all right? It involves sharing your true thoughts and your feelings with your loved ones even. Sometimes you have to do that. It's just necessary. Trust me. Here's a communication tip to help with that. Practice open communication by expressing your needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully. Of course, when you're having this conversation, with people that you love, friends, family, just people close to you, right? And then there's the second one, professional life, right? A lot of us are still in 9-to-5 jobs, or we're just running our businesses, or we're just living life and following our journeys. So for the professional life and in the workplace, authenticity can seem very challenging. I know it was for me. Again, unfortunately, although it made me stronger, I was in a very toxic environment in the corporate world on the executive level staff in human resources. So I was running everything, but who was I supposed to go to? There really was no one, because I was it for the most part. Yes, there was the vice president, the CEO, but yeah, I had to kind of handle things. So in the workplace, it just involves that balancing of professional behavior with your personal integrity, because people will certainly just try to knock you off your block and make you, I think they wanted me to be the angry black female, y'all, but it was not happening. I had to stay true to myself and my own integrity, right? So let's talk very briefly about the professional authenticity. All right. Share your ideas and opinions honestly. Align your career choices with your personal values and seek environments where your just true self is valued. You want to be somewhere that you're valued, right? So the last and a big area of life that all of us can relate to is social media. Oh my gosh, we're on here right now, right? Social media. Social media it often showcases displayed perfection. All right, let me just say that, which can be inauthentic, and we don't want inauthentic. All right, so always strive to present just a genuine version of yourself online. Just be you. Sometimes you might see me out there, because again, I have the 3 businesses, so I have the 3 different sites. But you might just see me out there. I like to ballroom dance. I might be ballroom dancing, even just out there on my own. Who knows? You might see me now, because I'm starting to do the little workouts. I'm going to probably have some videos of that and things like that. Don't judge me, but even if you do, you're lost. It's how I feel about it, right? So just, again, staying authentic, right? So that's the first one. And then just know that enhanced relationships literally are very helpful as well. Authenticity leads to a deeper and more meaningful connections with that, all right? If you're genuine, you have just people who want to be in your life, because you attract people that are similar to you, and they appreciate and they respect you, right? So that's a good thing to have those type of people in your corner. Here's an example of that. Think about how children are just like often drawn to authenticity. They can sense when someone is being genuine, and therefore they respond positively to it. But if they're not being genuine, they don't want no parts either. A lot of children are very pure, especially at a certain age, So just keep that in mind. The second and last one to this work environment and career success is authenticity can lead to a greater respect and influence at work as look, I can't even get it out. As authentic leaders and employees are often just trusted. It'll make it more effective. You just being true to yourself and who you are. People will trust you, So we want that. And here's a tip for that. Being authentic means being consistent in your own actions and words. Don't use everybody else's stuff. Just be you. Be true to you and use your own stuff, right? This helps to encourage trust and reliability, all right? So keep those things in mind. Lastly, but not least, here are 3 other giftful tips and motivation. We're getting ready to be into the holiday. Just want to tell you guys, have a blessed holiday, of course. But lastly, here's the motivation. Daily affirmations. Start each day with a positive affirmation that reinforces your commitment to authenticity. All right? It's not that hard. Here's an example. I am worthy of love and respect just as I am. That's one that you can use. Also, surround yourself, again, as I said, with that positivity, all right? Choose to be around people who uplift and support your authentic self. It's okay to distance yourself from those who are being negative, like I said, all right? It is what it is with that at that point. And last but not least, practice gratitude. Huge to practice gratitude. Just keep a gratitude journal. I think I've mentioned this before. I have one, and just write down 3 things that you're grateful for each day, because you'll be able to go back to those things and it'll be very, very helpful, right? To keep that journal. It'll also just help you to just shift your focus to the positive aspects of your life and your journey. And it reinforces the authentic self by doing this. Just try it. I'm telling you, I do it and it's very, very helpful. So as always, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast. I am so grateful for you guys. By the way, oh my goodness, next week, Friday, I have one guest at the end of the month, right? So next Friday is the end of the month. I wish I could just tell you who it's going to be, but I can't, and I'm not. Well, I probably could, but I'm not. Because I want you to come back and join me next week when I have my actual guest. It is gonna be fire, y'all. I am so excited. So I hope you join me next week on my podcast. Remember, embracing your true self is a powerful act of courage. Remember that. It's a powerful act of courage that I know that you have within yourself. All right? So until next time, and until next week on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, please be there. Cannot wait to be with that guest. Have an amazing holiday. Be safe. Eat lots for me because, again, I'm getting this weight off, y'all. But until next time, just have a very blessed day and holiday and prosperous year on purpose. Thanks for joining me. Bye.